Good morning, children. Let us begin with Standard 5 English, Unit 7, Gulliver's Travels. We begin with the new words and their meanings. The first one, bellowing, very loud noise. Second, inhabitants, occupants. Third, barren, land with no vegetation. Fourth, astonishment, greatly surprised. Fifth, crumbled, broken into pieces. And the sixth one is grab. In this chapter, it means pick suddenly. So it is written here. Here means in this chapter, the meaning is pick suddenly. Answer the following question 1. Why did the captain send the men to the land? Answer 1. The captain sent the men in search of water to the land. I repeat, the captain sent the men in search of water to the land. Question 2. Why did the men rush back to the ship? Answer 2. The men rushed back to the ship because they did not get any water. I repeat, the men rushed back to the ship because they didn't get any water. Question 3 is choose the correct answer. Your first one is the giant carried a reaping hook because, and your options are the first one, he was fighting with the other giants. Second, he was going to reap the crop. Third, he wanted to frighten Gulliver. So your correct answer is option 2. He was going to reap the crop. Your second one, they put Gulliver on the ground to look at him because. And your options are they had never seen a human before. Second, they thought he was a doll. And your third option is they had never seen such a tiny man. So your correct option is the third one, which is they had never seen such a tiny man. Your third MCQ, choose the correct answer, is Gulliver was. And your options are a farmer, a sailor, a dwarf, a giant. So your correct option is a sailor. Now your fourth question, name the creature to whom you would look like Gulliver. The creature is now extinct. Extinct means that creature is not found here. And which creature is that where we would look like Gulliver to that creature? The word begins with the letter D. So correct, it is a dinosaur. A dinosaur is not found nowadays. In the olden days, in the earlier times, we had this huge creature which was called dinosaur. Your question 5 is, from the text, write the sentence that tells you the following. In the first one is, the giant reapers were fascinated by Gulliver. So this sentence, how is it said in the chapter? So in the lesson it is given like, they all sat on the ground to take a good look at him. So this means that they were fascinated by Gulliver. Second, Gulliver was a learned man. So which sentence means this in the lesson? The sentence, I tried to speak to them loudly in several languages. Gulliver knew many languages, so he was a learned man. So I repeat, I tried to speak to them loudly in several languages. Several means many languages. Third, the farmer's son thought Gulliver was a toy. So this means on seeing me, the child grabbed me from the table. So when that 1-year-old baby saw Gulliver on the table, he thought that it was a small toy. So this means the sentence, I repeat, on seeing me, the child grabbed me from the table. The fourth one, the farmer's wife was a kind-hearted woman. Which sentence in the lesson means this? I would have broken my neck if the mother had not held her apron under me. That is why Gulliver said that the farmer's wife was a kind-hearted woman, because she held her apron to help Gulliver when the baby dropped him down. So I repeat, I would have broken my neck if the mother had not held her apron under me. Read the following sentences carefully. The giant farmer's voice was as loud as a bellowing trumpet. So here the farmer's voice we are comparing to a trumpet and a bellowing, a very loud sound. Or the farmer's voice was as loud as thunder. When it is raining, it thunders. So how loud that noise is, we are comparing the farmer's voice, the giant farmer's voice, to a thunder. So here we are comparing certain qualities to some other qualities. So when something is very cold, we say it is as cold as ice. Why ice? Because ice is very cold. So when we are having any ice cream, so we say that ice cream is as cold as ice. This is because ice is very, very cold. So now let us do one exercise on this comparing. Now we have to complete the following using the words given in the box. So we are given certain words towards the right in the box, and we have to fill in the blank comparing the nouns. So let's begin. As dash as a feather. So when you pick up a feather, you find it is very light. So we say it is as light as a feather. Second, as dash as a tortoise. You know a tortoise walks very slow. So we say as slow as a tortoise. So anyone who's working very slow, we compare and we say he is as slow as a tortoise. Third, as dash as honey. Now what is honey? It is very sweet. So we write as sweet as honey. Next, as dash as snow. And snow, we know what color is snow, correct? It is white. So here we can write as white as snow. The next one, as dash as an ox. Ox, we know they are very strong. So we write as strong as an ox. The next, as dash as night. Night is, we know it is dark. So we say it is black. So we write as black as night. As dash as a rose. We all know that mostly roses, the first thing comes into our mind is red. So we write as red as rose. As dash as a toast. In the morning breakfast, when we have toast, they are quite warm. Not very hot, not very cold, it is warm. So we write as warm as a toast. And the last one, as dash as a breeze. Breeze is very gentle, very slow, not very fast, not very slow. A nice cool breeze, we say it is as gentle as a breeze. So these are the words that we use for the comparing of some persons or objects. So now we need to use these above expressions to complete the following sentences. So we just wrote the few blanks above. Those blanks we have to choose and complete the blanks which are given now. So the first one, the old man's hair is as white as snow. Second, his feet were as cold as ice. Third, the newspaper boy was as slow as tortoise in delivering the papers. Fourth, I felt as light as feather after exercising. So this is the way we are comparing. So now we have to create our own comparisons for the following. So sometimes it is not necessary that we use as slow as a tortoise, as white as snow. It can be as white as cotton also. Cotton is also very white. So in the same way, we have to create our own comparison in these blanks. So the first one is as tall as. What can you write? It can be as tall as a giraffe, or we can write as tall as a tree. A tree is also very tall. Coconut trees are very tall. So we can compare as tall as a tree or as tall as a pole. Pole means a khamba. So we say na in Hindi. So we can use the different ways of and different words to compare. The second one, as fast as a cheetah. Cheetah runs very fast. So we are comparing this running fast to a cheetah. Third one, as high as a kite. A kite flies very high in the sky. So we are comparing it to a kite. Fourth, and as angry as a bull. A bull is a very angry animal. So we compare it with a bull. Next, as tiny as an ant. An ant is very tiny. So we compare it to be as tiny as an ant. And your last one is as brave as a lion. A lion is a very brave animal. So we compare it to a lion. Now let us look at these following examples. The first one, it is given, I was trying to climb over the fence when the giant saw me. So here you can see the words was trying, when and saw. So now was trying is in the past tense. When, the two sentences are joined with when, and saw again is in the past tense. So the two different tenses of past are used. One is in the past continuous and one is in the past. The second one, the farmer's wife was stroking the cat when her 1-year-old son entered. So this entered is in simple past and was stroking is in the past continuous, and both the sentences are joined with when. So both the actions were in the past. When the first one was going on in the past, the second one happened. So both we are talking about the past tense. So now here there is one exercise where we need to match the sentences and join them with a when. So now let us do this exercise. So here in this exercise, you have to match the following and write the complete sentence in the lines below. So here there are two columns. One is what was happening and next is what happened. So both the actions we will join, that one is in the past continuous and one is in the simple past. And when we join both the sentences, we join them with a when. So now let us do this exercise. So let us begin. The first one is, I was writing a letter when my pen ran out. So means ran out means it got over. So here was writing is in the past continuous. We join both the sentences with when, and ran is in the simple past. The second one, when Paul was looking out of the window, he noticed a lovely butterfly. So here the beginning we write when, which is we are joining the two sentences, but in the beginning we start with a when. Then was looking is in the past continuous where the action is continuing, and noticed is in the simple past which is just finished. So both the actions are used together in a sentence. So your third sentence again we start with when. When I met Arun, he was looking for his dog. The fourth one, I was just completing the last answer when ma'am said stop writing. So here was completing is in the past continuous. We join it with when, and said. Said is in the simple past. Your fifth sentence, the man was painting the wall when he fell off the ladder. So was painting is in the past continuous, join it with when, and fell is the simple past. Sixth, Amit was doing his homework when the lights went off. So was doing is in the past continuous, join it with when, and went is in the simple past. And your last 7 sentences, my mother was cooking dinner when the bell rang. So was cooking is in the past continuous, join it with when, and rang is the simple past. Now we have to complete the following sentences suitably. Now again, one action is just getting over and the other action is continuing in the past. So in that context, we have to use the tenses and complete these sentences according to our choice. So the first one, I was sitting in a taxi yesterday when it rained. So was sitting was continuous in the past, and it rained. Rained is only in a simple past tense. Second, he was cleaning out his cupboard when he found his lost pen. So was cleaning is in the past continuous, and found is in the simple past. Third, the child was crying when a dog ran out on the road. So was crying is in the past continuous and ran is in the simple past. So both the tenses are used together in a sentence. Fourth one, we were playing when the teacher walked into the room. So were playing is in the past continuous and walked is in the simple past. So when one action in the past is continuing, then the second action has to be in the simple past. Or if we start with a simple past in the sentence, so the second action will be in the past continuous. So as we learnt in grammar, when we compare two things or two people, we add ER, that is in the comparative degree, or more. Sometimes when the positive is more than 2 syllables, we use more before that in the comparative to the describing words. Describing words are the adjectives. So when we compare 3 or more things or people, we add EST in the superlative degree, or sometimes most to the describing words. So now you look in these following examples, when we see the first 2 are compared and when all the 3 are compared. So now a ship, a small boat, it is fast enough to travel, but you can move faster in a car. And the fastest will be the aeroplane. So the sailboat is fast. The car is faster than the sailboat, and the aeroplane is the fastest of all. The same way, playing that game of dart. So it is difficult. More difficult is to juggle so many caps together, and the most difficult is the magician removing a pigeon from the hat. So all that is not easy for everyone. So we are comparing each adjective with different actions. Now we need to complete the following sentences in the same way using the word easy or strong. So we have to write all the 3 degrees of comparison over here. So the first one is skipping is easy. Jumping is easier than skipping. And walking is the easiest of all. So here you remember in the comparative, after the blank, when we are comparing 2 things comes than, and in the superlative before the blank is always the. The second one, the dog is strong. The horse is stronger. And the elephant is the strongest. Why the strongest? Because the elephant is compared to all the other animals. So now let us fill in the blank with the words juicy or exciting. So apple is juicy, orange is juicier, sugarcane is the juiciest. So we use all the 3 degrees of comparison. Now, rock climbing. Rock climbing is exciting, skiing is more exciting, and river rafting is the most exciting. So here the syllable is more than 2, so we use more in the comparative and most in the superlative degree. Now in this exercise, we have to correct the use of the describing words in the sentences. So they are used in the wrong manner, so we need to correct the sentence. So come on now, let us do this exercise. So let's begin with the exercise. Your first sentence. This is the simpler problem of them all. So a simpler is the wrong degree that we have used. Before simpler is the. So which degree has to be used? The superlative degree. So we don't write simpler and we write simplest. And this problem is compared to all the other problems. Second, which is the lightest of the 2 parcels. Now the comparison is done between 2 parcels. So here we have to use the comparative degree. So we don't write the lightest, and in the place of the lightest we will write lighter. Third one, he is cleverer than I am. So this is the right way of writing and there is no change. This is a correct sentence. Fourth, I like this the best of the 2. Again from 2. So here we have to use the comparative degree. So the best won't be written and in that place we have to write better. Fifth, the flood became badder as the rain increased. So badder, there is no badder in English. The comparative of bad is worse. So here we need to write worse because the flood is comparing with the rain. So we need to write worse, which is the comparative degree of bad. Now we have to punctuate this sentences of this paragraph using the capital letter, full stops, commas, question marks, apostrophe, exclamation marks wherever necessary. So let's complete this sentences of this paragraph with the correct punctuation. So I start dear with a capital letter and Samir is the name of a boy. So Samir also will be written in capital letter and then I put a comma. I will always come capital. I am sending you a photograph of my newest pet. Frisky is a bulldog and a very playful puppy. Full stop. By next summer, comma, he should be old enough to go with us, comma, on our long walks, full stop. I'm sure you are looking forward to seeing him, full stop. I know you will like him, full stop. Warm will come capital W, regards, comma, and your name, Sanju. It is a name of a person, so it will come in capital letter, Sanju. Now again we have to punctuate these 7 sentences of these exercises with the capital letters, full stops, whatever punctuation marks are required. So now let us do this exercise. Your first sentence. Next, we begin with a capital letter. Wednesday is the name of a week, days of the week, so it will come capital. So next, Wednesday, comma, my sister Meeta, name of a person, capital, is going to join the State Bank of India. It is a name of a bank. So S, B and I, they will come in capital and at the end we put a full stop. Second sentence. Begin with the capital letter. The dog wags its tail when it's pleased. So here it's will come with an apostrophe because it is showing the possession of the tail that the dog has, comma, but a cat waves its tail when it's angry, full stop. And please keep in mind those apostrophe S, that where we need to put it. The third one, when we begin with capital, I is always capital in anywhere in the sentence. Went fishing, I caught an old shoe, comma, a plastic bag, and a bad cold. Your fourth sentence, she fed the baby, comma, washed the dishes, comma, put the lights off and went to sleep. Then you finish it with a full stop. Fifth one, it is a question sentence. So begin with a capital W. Wasn't Tim born on the 26th of January will come capital J. And then you put a comma and then write the year 1989 and at the end you put a question mark. Sixth, it's an exclamatory sentence. You are showing your sudden feelings. Oh no, the bus has gone. So you start with the open inverted commas. After O, you put an exclamation mark, write no in capital, put a comma, and at the end of the sentence, end it with the exclamation mark and a full stop. Now we have to fill in the blanks with a little GK that we have. The first one, a giant tree. It is the redwood trees of California. It is called the giant tree. The second one, a giant bird. We all know it is ostrich. Third, a giant land animal. The huge animal on the land is elephant. Fourth, a giant water creature. Water creature is the blue whale, which is the biggest. So we say it is a giant water creature. Your fifth one is a giant reptile. That is, saltwater crocodiles are giant reptiles. Sixth, a giant aeroplane. The biggest aeroplane is the Airbus A380-800. So dear children, I hope you have understood all the exercises and question answers of this lesson. So your homework is that you need to write the meanings and question answers, and certain exercises of the textbook which does not have sufficient place, you can do them in your English notebook very neatly. So like the punctuation of the sentences, they don't have place in the text, so you can complete all such exercises in your notebook. So thank you and have a very nice day.